Good day, one and all. My name is Kathy, and welcome to this episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. Today, I wanted to make a masculine card, and I was looking on Pinterest, and I found this Stampin' Up! Card that was bib overalls. And of course, they had a die that you could purchase. I don't have that die, and I want to make a 5x7 card and not an A2 size card. So I thought I'd see if I can figure this out on my own. I do have this die set from Spellbinders. This is called All the Tools. And I have gone ahead and I cut them out of white. The hammer, a wrench, screwdriver, and then this is a 2-part ruler. And I cut them out of white so I can color them later on. And I'm just going to make a sentiment. I'm going to put a pocket on bib overalls. And I'm going to use GinaK's Birthday Sparkle. I'm looking at this one, but then I also like this big one. It just depends on how my pocket's going to turn out. All right. So for my card today, I'm using a 5x7 white card base, 10 inches by 7 inches, score it at 5, fold it, crease it with your bone folder. And then I have a piece of white 5x7. Now, if you have a sheet of the skin color that you want, just use this in skin color. I don't have that, so I'm going to color this myself. Pardon me. And then I have some denim paper. However, it's not the color I want it to be. This is a very, very pale denim, so I want to darken this up with some ink. And then my person wearing the overalls is going to be wearing this wonderful plaid shirt in oranges and browns and reds and whites. All right, to get started, I'm going to start coloring. And I'm going to grab just a piece of scrap paper here because I'm going to use my alcohol ink markers. And I'm just going to double this up. It works a lot better for me. Now, I picked a skin color. This is R480 Barely Beige. Whatever skin color you want to use. Now, I'm going to do about the top half or third of the card. And I'm just going to color it in. Now, if I knew what size my bib overalls were going to be in the long run, I would just make this one color. Looks like I might need to get a new one of these markers. It's kind of running out of ink here, but that's okay. Now I'm going to try and smooth this out by going all the way across. And most of this will be covered up. You're only going to see a small V portion of the neck. So I think I'll just even out here in the middle. I think that should be good because it's just going to be a small portion right there. All right, now to cut my shirt. And I have, I want to do a V shape. So I have this, these are Hero Arts Infinity Nested dies. I'm going to use the diamond to cut out the shirt. So what I'm going to do is on my pattern that is going to be the shirt, I'm just lining that up. This is the 2 1/4 inch diamond. And I'm just going to cut out that small portion right there. So I'm going to slide that back. Run this through my machine. I keep hitting the power off button instead of the run button. All right. Okay, so that'll give me this. However, I want to make a shirt collar. So from the bottom of this, I'm going to cut off, how wide do I want my collar to be? I'm going to go with a 3/4 inch strip. And see if I can only need to cut 1 or if I need to cut 2. I think I'll cut 2 just to be safe. I'll do 2 3/4 inch strips. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this right down to here. So that part will be done. And I buried my glue bottle here. There we go. Need to get the little glass container that I put it in. Now, if you could cut this with scissors and get it the way you want it, that would be ideal. But if not, just use what you have, which is what I did. And I want to line this up nice and even. Now I'm going to take this, and I want this to be elevated up off the shirt just a little bit. So I'm going to use these very narrow strips that I have. I just need two. Yeah, so that way it's going to look. So I'm going to run this down. And I know I put more adhesive on here than I need, but that's okay. I might be able to end up using just one strip, but I doubt it. And just cut that off at the top. Ah, I can use just one strip. It's just safe. I wasn't sure even what the width I wanted this collar to be. So I just cut extra because you really don't need all this. This is not going to show. This is going to be, most of this will be covered up by the bib overalls. Okay, and I'm just lining that up with the neck. Just like that. And there we have a nice little collared shirt. Okay. Now for the bib overalls, that's going to require some cutting. However, I want to put a button here. And I got my little button box. I just want to put one button. Because this farmer or repairman is going to be wearing a polo shirt with a button. And I think the chocolate brown button goes nicely. And I have little Zots. If I can find the tiny ones. I usually have, there we go. These are just little itty bitty teeny tiny glue dots. They're called Zots. I think they're made by Thermo-O-Web. I just get them on Amazon, or I get them at, actually, most of them at rubber stamp conventions. All right, and I'm just going to put a little button there. I may end up putting more than one, depending on where my bib overalls are going to be. Now I need to color my bib overalls. You could use this. It's a light color. I want my bibs to be a darker color. And I only need really 1.5 of these. Now, I've got some blues here. I'm going to try blue denim. And I'm just going to go over. Yes, that's a better color. And this one I can use just the top. Or I can flip it around and have that be the bottom. Now, Gina's blending inks do have a, her blending inks do have a blending agent or a smoothing agent in them. But I think I'll use this one for the pocket since I got a really dark corner. There. I just kind of did an overall blend to make it look a little darker. So I'm going to do the same over here. This also gives a little bit more of a weathered look to my denim rather than the stone-washed, bleached look. You could even make this a dark blue, like if you had brand new jeans. Boys, what are you doing upstairs? I didn't let my cats down in the basement today. To get here, I would have to leave the door open from the house to the garage and then into the basement. And with this cold weather, I don't want to do that. So they're not happy when they don't get to come down with me. Okay. I have a ginger cat. I think it's a Persian Angora ginger named Pumpkin, who makes a lot of vocalizations. Now, I do want to do some bib overalls here, but I want to cut them, have a little corner peeking out. So I'm going to get this die cut machine back out and use the circle punch. Now, this is also the Hero Arts Infinity Nested. This is a 3-inch circle. Just use whatever you have, or even use your scissors. However, I just want to cut the sides off to make the arm opening. Okay. That looks good. Now I'll trim this off up here so it's not curved, because I want that to be kind of straight. And I want to get that almost the same, which is not going to be, but that's, at least I want my armholes to be the same. Better slide this over so it's inside the machine. Now, I want these to be straight. Fairly good. This should have been a little wider, but that's okay. I will deal with that. And, well, it needs to be shorter. Okay. Oh, well, going to use this one for the pocket. That's not working quite as well as I wanted it to. Which, yeah, this could do it. Yep, that'll do it, because I'm going to use straps for the bib overalls. All right, so this will work. I'll use this piece. So I'm going to glue this piece down and then trim it off at the bottom. This is a make it as you go, improvise as you go. And if it doesn't work out, that's okay. You try. And I definitely didn't get my armholes very straight. This bib is going to be a little bit lopsided. But then, so what I'll do is I'll put most of the tools on the one side, so it looks like it's putting weight down and making his bibs go the other direction. I'll trim this off at the bottom. Now, I could use that as a strap, but I want that to be narrower. But I want to make my pocket first. And let's see if I got the right size square for my pocket now. Yep, that'll be perfect. So this is also a Hero Arts Infinity Nested. This is a 3 1/4 inch square. I'm going to cut that right out of here. I'll move it up here a little bit. Okay. Now, a pocket is not straight across the bottom. Here's where I'm going to get myself in trouble. I'm going to try to curve it off. There we go. All right, that worked. Now I will also pop this up a little bit, but I'm going to put some stitching on here after I get my straps. So I think I want, let me get my ruler. All right, I think I want about, I want a 1/2 inch. I'm going to try some 1/2 inch strips. Let's see. I want a little bit wider. Let's try the 3/4 inch like I did for the shirt. Yeah, that's better. So I'll do another 3/4 inch strip. That looks pretty good. So I'm going to keep them where they are and glue them down. And I tuck them underneath the top of the bib. All right, and let's cut those off now. And I really have to clean my scissors when I'm done since I have glue everywhere. Okay, done cutting. Now, I have some rivets because jeans have rivets and buttons and other things. So I'm going to put you on pause while I get some wire nippers. Just a moment. Okay, I'm back with my nippers. And I'm just going to cut the tails off these brads. Easier said than done. There's one piece. And I actually want 4 of these. One for each of the suspenders and then one on each side of the pocket. And fingers aren't working the greatest today for little small things. All right. Okay, now I'm going to take those same little Zots that I had, just little blue dots, and put on the back of that. You could use glue, you could use double-sided adhesive, whatever you want, or you could even poke a hole and put the brad through like you normally would. That one I didn't get cut off all the way, I don't think. There we go. Okay, now for the pocket. I need to stamp on the pocket. And this is where I decide which one I want to use. So I want to do the happy birthday. No, I like this big one. It's not quite as masculine, but that's okay. This card could be for a male or a female who likes to tinker with tools and build things. And I'm going to use the blue denim ink on this. Now, I have not used this stamp yet, so I need to condition it. And let me move the card up there. And I'm going to use the blue denim. See how it turns out. If it doesn't turn out, then I will do it again in the Versafine Clair Nocturne. Oh, there it is. I'll do that a couple of times. I'm liking the blue. I might even try in the navy, which is a darker blue. So let me try that one. Yeah. All right. Let's try in the navy. I think that'll get me a darker that I'm looking for without going to black. Yes, I just need to do it one more time. Oh, I grabbed the blue denim again, but that's okay. I'll just go right on top. It doesn't hurt the ink pads, especially when you go from a lighter to a darker. Getting the light in the dark doesn't really matter unless you got like an orange in a green or something like that. Perfect. Okay, done stamping. Now I just need to color the tools and get them going. All right, I use my same piece of scrap paper and pull down the tools. Now the ruler is a two-part. I want to do the bottom in black. This is 120 black. And I could have cut this out of black. I just happen to have a big pile of white cardstock that I want to use up. And then I wanted, most rulers I know are kind of brownish. So I'm going to use E371 from Dust. And do that over a couple of times. And then glue this together. Done with my scissors. Let's get them out of the way. I don't need the nippers anymore. There. Now you've got a ruler and you can see the black lines on the ruler. That's what I was kind of going for. All right. Now the screwdriver. Let's see. I have gray. This is BG043 Cool Gray that I'm going to do the tip of the screwdriver in. Along with the center portion of the handle of the hammer. Oh, and the wrench. Okay, now I've got this is a reddish brown. This is R480 Garnet Rose. I thought I would do the handles of the hammer and the screwdriver in that because I thought it kind of matched the color of the shirt. Then I pulled out my silver gel pen that I want to do parts of this in silver. It kind of gives a highlight to it. Since I'm not going to be really blinging up this card like I normally would, this gives a little bit of bling. Just here and there, highlighting certain parts of the tools. And I'll do down here, although I think a lot of this will be covered up by the pocket. And there you have just hints of silver. Okay, but we got the tools. Now, I'm going to put this on the front of the card. And that should fit exactly over the front. If not, you just trim it a little bit. I've been wanting to use these tool die cuts for quite a while now. So I finally got around to playing with them. And there's a little bit of white sticking out here. I'm just going to use a little bit of blue. Just covers that up a little bit. Okay. All right, let's put the pocket on. Move most of this stuff out of the way. Not totally done. The pocket, I'm going to use my wider foam tape to pop that up. And it's just going to be on the, well, went over the side, and I don't want to do that because this is paper and I don't want to tear my paper. So I'm going to trim off. Because I want the tools to go in here, but I want to have room for them to be in here and sticking out of the pocket at the same time. So one thing with using foam tape on paper, it doesn't come back up. So if you go over where you wanted to put it, you need to fix it somehow. All right, now I have my hammer. I want the pocket to be down about here. And I'm going to use my dark blue again, and I'm just going to go around the edges of this pocket. Just adds a little bit without looking awful. And then across. Now I'm not going to go across the top. Okay. Now I'm going to put the tools in and see where I want them to be. And I might have more tools than I need. Now that looks good. Okay, so let's put them with the hammer sticking out just a little bit. I want to see that red handle. And I'm only going to glue down the portions that are in the back. Otherwise, I'm going to use just a very little tiny pop-up dot on them. Again, making them look a little three-dimensional. I want to hold it down inside. For some reason this die had a hole on the ruler. I guess it's to hang the ruler from, but I don't want the hole to show. This one's not going to be able to be popped up. It's so tiny. Okay, now, pretty much done. Only jeans that I know have stitching. And if you look at the stitching, it's not blue. It's kind of a golden yellow. So I have one of my SoColor gel pens in like a golden yellow. And I'm just going to go along and make stitching. Just a little extra detail. And to make the stitching, I'm just doing little dashed lines. They don't have to be even or straight. And I'm also going to go around the pocket. Now, most jeans have double stitching. I am just doing a single layer of stitching. You can do as many layers on your card as you would like. You could even actually run this through your sewing machine to put actual stitching on it, which would look kind of cool. If I was doing that, I think I would double up this denim paper to make it a little thicker so it wouldn't tear as easily sewing it. Now I'm going to put my two little studs on this. I thought I cut all of those pieces. I thought I cut 4 of them. I guess I did not. Oh, there it is. I'm going to put the little studs in the corner of the pockets. Okay, well, that's my card for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I can inspire you to get your stuff out and play. Make different shapes. Get inspired by something you see. See if you can recreate it. Make it your own. Or if you're just learning, copy it, do the best that you can, and then see what you can do to make it your own. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.